us.
Shall I talk or should you talk?
Yeah, both of us at the same time. Not knowing what we're going to say.
We can start off with a hello. Hello. Good morning.
As you can see, it's quite blustery today.
Yeah, we came to the yard with all good intentions, but it's starting to rain and it's blowing a gale, so we're just going to relocate indoors and we'll be back with you.
Okay, so Rachel, here we are.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
In
It's so
my
good.
world.
I know, it's marvellous. I've heard about it for years and then never seen it.
I
It's
know.
absolutely
And now you've met
incredible.
Gilly.
Met Gilly as well, which was just wonderful. It was all sniff.
Yeah.
It was lovely.
Yeah.
So when we walked into his, I mustn't call it bedroom, my dogs have bedrooms, your
Yeah.
horses have stables. When we
Yeah.
walked into his stable, his bed was all, I noticed there was the door and then like
Yeah.
a corridor to
Yeah.
his, I'm assuming, water and feed.
Yep, that's it.
And that was all scuffed up onto a pile. So what is that pile of stuff that we walked on that he sleeps on?
That's basically just his bedding. It's made of wood, so it's wood pellets. They come in a little. They're things you actually put them in a fire.
Oh,
So-
okay,
so
I
that
know
you can use them
exactly
for
what
fuel.
you mean.
So
Yeah.
it's basically those, but they're tested for animal safety for
Yes.
use. Put them in, they get wet, and they fluff them up. So it's sort of
So
it's
it
a bit
gets
like
wet what with his
just
wee?
just water. So I
Oh, so
sprinkle
you
them with something and soak them up,
Oh,
and then
okay.
they spread. So you get a bag
Fluff
that's sort
up.
of this big, and it spreads up like double the
okay.
size.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's what he sleeps on.
And that was just, that was all in, that was it? There was nothing
There
else? in
might be a little bit of hay and something else mixed in, if
Yeah.
you know, a little bit of miscanthus or something like that, but it's just preference on what you put them on.
Yeah.
And different bedding suit different
And
horses.
it was
so
quite deep as well,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Do you keep it at that depth?
I do personally. You don't have to. So underneath, I don't know if you noticed the rubber matting on
Rubber,
the floor.
the thick rubber matting,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
So the rubber matting, they can be just on that if you want them to, but like particularly geldings, boy horses, they won't pee
Oh, okay.
on rubber because it splashes them, and they don't like it. And
okay,
it can,
they don't like.
it can then burn the legs and that kind of thing. So
Oh, okay,
it's
yeah.
just nice, and he likes a nice big thick bed. I think it's nice and comfy, and with the ground so hard outside.
Yes, it's
gives
nice
his
to
feet
be
a
on
bit of a
sort
break as well.
Yeah, so he's
Yeah,
on
so-
those soft things.
Yeah, so he's in at the moment having a snooze while we're doing this.
Yeah, and it was so lovely to meet him. Seen loads of photos
Yeah.
and videos, but in the person,
Yeah.
and just to have that kind of the smell of horses is just so. Oh, it takes you back to when I was a child and I used to
Yeah,
ride, and just
definitely.
that reignites that love and that passion. And part of me is going, I want to get on one, and then I'm like, oh, maybe not. No, but yeah, it's just so lovely. And then so, I mean, he looks, to my eye, he looks really well, in really good condition.
Yeah.
So what's his daily, weekly, monthly
So,
routine?
this time of year, he is in the stable in the daytime and he goes out at night. So he comes in we start work at 8 o'clock in the morning, so he comes in by 8:15. He goes back out at 3:30. He has 2 feeds a day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon before he goes, and he has as much hay as he can eat. So he can just
Gorge on that.
fill his face, basically.
Yeah.
That's basically how horses should be managed in terms of hay. They should always have free access because they're different. Like the way we only produce stomach acid when we eat things. Is that right?
I think so, yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Horses produce it all the time.
Right.
It's like even if there's nothing in their stomach, you've got stomach acid being produced and it can attack the stomach and cause ulcers and things like that really easily with them. So it's really important. They're massive fibre eaters.
Right,
That's the
okay.
main
So
thing
he
that they
always has to be eating that the whole time.
Yeah, ideally. I mean, there's times that's different. We've got a horse just over there. She struggles with laminitis, so we have to keep her weight down. She's also got something called EMS, which is equine metabolic syndrome, I think it is, and that can cause her problems. So you have to be really careful with her weight. So there's times you have to restrict it a little bit, but again, she'll have a different routine to Gilly. So she'll go out for a couple of hours in the morning. She'll come in, have a hay net, then she'll stand while we're on lunch break. She'll have another hay net in the afternoon, then more for overnight.
Okay.
And you just have to manage them differently.
Yeah.
But Gilly has an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Nice.
Because
I want to be Gilly.
He can eat anything, and he's got hollow legs. I'm sure one day I will fill him up, but I haven't succeeded just yet. So
It just keeps eating and eating.
yeah, I will keep trying. But,
So you mentioned at the moment that he comes in during the day.
Yeah.
So I imagined that horses would be in the summer out all the time. Why does he go out at night and in during the day?
So we have the option to put them out 24/7 if we want to here, but he actually doesn't like it. He would rather come in to eat, to sleep, get away from the flies and get off the hard ground.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's each to their own. Again, it can depend on weight. Some horses are weight management, so we'll do different routines. We've got 2 horses at the moment, they're out in the daytime, so they stay on the same all year round. And that's weight related, because if they go out overnight, they just balloon.
Gorge.
So they just eat
they're
too
just
much. And
eating
then
all
it's a
the time.
constant battle
Yeah.
with their owners trying to do more work and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So Gilly goes that way around. He doesn't like the flies, he doesn't like the heat.
Yeah, what's going on, yeah.
So he's there waiting for me. He likes that routine. So for now,
That's what he does.
yeah, and then clock change at the very latest, we'll go back the other way and he'll come in at night.
Okay, so then he's out during the day.
Yeah,
and
doesn't
then...
like the cold, doesn't like the rain, doesn't like the mud.
I can go with that one.
He's not fussy at all, not in the slightest.
No.
But yeah, he likes his stable comforts overnight, and that's just the way it is around here. Obviously, you can imagine we're on heavy clay here, so
oh gosh, so it's really wet and
it
really
gets
muddy.
really muddy. So we try not to churn the land up too much and try and keep it half decent. Give the horses enough to keep the brain sane, but look after the land as well. And find that middle ground. So we're not far off that now. 1st of September as we film this. And,
I know, it's bonkers,
looming,
isn't it? Yeah. What's the end? Towards the end of October.
Yeah, end of October. She's the last weekend of October, isn't it? Clock change. So we'll see if we make it that far. We might not this year with the grass situation and no rain.
Yes, okay.
It's been a tough summer, and the hay cut's really bad. So like the yield's massively down this year.
So does that mean you'll have to be buying in hay?
Hopefully not. We've still got an absolute ton from last
all
year's
those
cut.
black rolls?
Yeah, all the
out
bales
there?
down the bottom. That's still last year's cut. The farmers had our hay this year. We'd got enough to cut, but because we didn't need it, we thought, well, let's hand it over to somebody who might be struggling. So the 2 farmers either side have had it off us instead. I said, I hope Judith's counted the bales correctly.
Yes,
because if she's made a miscalculation, I'm going to be worried next year.
I wouldn't want to do that calculation.
No, I don't want to be
as it gets through. Because I suppose this time of year you don't get through it as quickly as you do in the winter.
That's it. Yeah, winter we'll be getting through 3 bales a week, maybe 4 bales a week.
Of those big black ones?
Yeah, depending how many horses are in, obviously. At the moment we're using probably a bale every 4 days, every 5 days at the moment. So it'll go up considerably for the winter months.
In the winter then, do you do anything to entertain them? Because like at home, we have like the radio on. We'll do enrichment things, so they have Kong toys, they play games. What do the horses have?
It depends.
Do they
on
need
the horse.
anything?
They do need
Horse
something.
specific,
They need to do something. You need to try and mimic sort of real life if you can. So you want them to be moving a little bit. You can do silly things like hanging hay nets at various points around the stable. There are stable toys now that they can chew on and play with and stuff like that. But like make like the crunchy toys, like some of your that I always hear your puppies playing with. I think they've stolen something.
Yes, they've got a plastic bag. Quick.
Yeah. Yes. Those kind of things. I've got those, and then Gilly has a treat ball. So like your Kong, if you put little sweeties in it and they'd fall out, he has a treat ball that does exactly the same thing, and it just gets him moving around, and you see his little face
doesn't just up. Sit there. He
loves it. So just try and keep them busy, and obviously ride them and take them out and whatever. So just as much turnout as possible. But if you can't, then
so I know it's a small, funny question. At the treat ball, how
about this big.
So football size.
Yeah, football size treat ball for a normal treat ball. You can also get hay balls as well that are this big, and you put the hay in. They've got big hay holes. They pull the hay out of.
Okay. So again, then they just chase it round rather than it being stuck on the side.
Yeah, just puts the head down as well. Puts them in a more natural position than eating up off the wall. Because obviously they shouldn't. We can see all these guys here are stood eating from hay nets.
Yes, yeah.
That's great and it's practical, but realistically, it's not how they're designed to eat. They're designed to eat from the floor.
Oh, so how does that impact on their digestion then?
I don't think it impacts the digestion necessarily.
No, because that would go on in there, but the swallowing.
But just the way they are, it can impact more. I'm going to say more the body. So by having the head up, the muscles are in a different position to when the head's on the floor. And the same as if you've got they come in like different sized holes. You've got little holes and big holes. The small holes, if they're pulling at it, it can do damage to the neck. Because
again, that's not a natural.
Yeah, it's not something that they're normally doing. So again, it's that situation of what works for the horse, what works for the owner. Like Gilly's a nightmare. If I put it on the floor, it's all in the bed. It's pooped on and weed on. Then of course he won't eat it. It's wasted. So he has his in hay nets, which isn't ideal. But I hang them low because I know I can trust him with them. So his head is lower, but he has the big hold ones so that it's all nice and easy for him to pull out. And I did previously have problems with his neck. My chiropractor was always, his neck's tight. So I swapped him for the big holes and he's better. It's not perfect, but there's nothing I can do about it. Like, I don't know if you've looked in my stable when we went round, where the water buckets were, he used to have a hay sling in the corner.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's like a shelf on the wall.
Sort of like
a bucket on the wall.
Goes all the way down to the floor. Yeah. He used to have one of those, but he hated having his head in that corner. And he went really nervous and silly about it. So I was like, I need to change the feng shui in my stable.
Yes,
so I had to turn him around.
Yeah.
So I looked around, I was like, where else can I put him? And I'd got Chester on the one side, who steals his hay nets. I will try and find a video. I've got one somewhere of Gilly. He holds the hay nets up for his neighbours.
Oh, bless him, he's polite.
You've got him holding the hay net and the neighbours nicking the hay nets through the bars and he's not eating it. And I was like, well, I can't put it on the bars. No. I was like, where do I put it? I couldn't put the hay sling because where I go through to the snood stable, there's actually a gap. between the two stables. So I was like, Snood will be pulling it out there, and Snood's water bucket's there, so that'll be full. Can't be there.
hay,
I was like, I've got no option but to put it in hay nets on the wall. So I've got them on. They're clipped down to the wall.
Oh, really?
So that he can't pick them up.
Low.
So he can't pick them up to hand them over to his neighbour.
Yeah. Good
So
thinking.
I
You
did
never
have
think of these kind of things. And that's, we always, when I was young and we did the horses then, we'd always just hang the hay net really high so they would eat really at level or even be reaching up, which I suppose they would if they were getting bits off trees, but they predominantly, then they're low, and the impact of that, it's phenomenal.
It's just even like, we call it top line, the muscles all the way along the back. Obviously they need those for when they're ridden to be strong. But if they've got their head like this all the time, they're just dropping away, and it just weakens everything. So to have the head down lifts the core up and keeps everything stronger as well. It's that kind of thing people don't necessarily think about.
Wouldn't think about that.
If you think how much time they spend eating, 20 hours of the day they spend eating.
I need to be a horse.
It'd be great, wouldn't it? Could you imagine?
No, I'd be enormous, even bigger now. Oh my god, yeah. That's just so. Then that's just that constant digestion, that constant eating.
That's how they're designed to be. I mean, people think they're grazers. They're actually not. They're foragers. So they should be foraging hedgerows and whatever. So we keep them in a really unnatural environment, even as natural as we try and make it. It's not natural at all, because obviously and if they've got rubbish grazing here because there's nothing, they'd have headed up north where it's rains.
Yes, they'd have migrated
they'd
somewhere
have gone
else.
somewhere else and gone to find what they need,
they would look to go down to the river
find
or
everything
whatever.
they need. And that kind of thing, but try and mimic it and put goodness in the feed bowl as well. And try and help that way as well.
With their nutrition.
Yeah.
Great. Can we pause?
Yes.
My phone is going ballistic.
Well, we're back.
We're back.
Yeah, we're in a different location because you might have noticed that Dawn had to run away.
Yes, had to disappear home for the singleton puppy that is now called Nova. We'll share some photos of her because she's a real sweetie.
Is she okay?
She is absolutely fine, but Pumpkin did only have one puppy, so we took her there later that day. She was scanned for 2, x-rayed for 4, although we could never quite make out the x-ray being for 4, but we took her to the vets and had her scanned just to make sure that there wasn't any more in there, and there wasn't. So that was quite nice. Just the one, so she's like a little pack of butter with beanie toes. She's so fat, she's really cute. But she'll be a nice red brindle with black mask, and she's very pretty.
Nice.
We'll share some photos. She's destined to be a very spoilt little brat. So,
she might be the best little show dog ever.
One hopes so, yes. Well, fingers crossed for that.
We'd hope so, just the one popped out.
Yes, I know, very special little being. And her mum is really protective of her. Pumpkin's like, that's my puppy.
Oh, bless her,
don't you touch my puppy. So it's really, really lovely. She's nice.
Good.
That noise is a JCB in the background just delivering something that we're not quite sure. We're sat in the
go on.
pumpkin field at Churchfields Farm. If you're if you're local to Worcestershire, then you should really dip into Churchfields. We'll send the link down in the comments, and they've got a pumpkin. What do you have? Pumpkin days? I don't know.
Pick your own pumpkins.
Pick your own pumpkin.
I mean, they're not quite ready yet, are they? But
no, there's lots of pumpkins here. So
choose your pumpkin.
Choose your pumpkin, but Churchfields is known locally for its ice cream, which is where we'll be dipping off to very shortly, because life is always so much better with ice cream.
Definitely. I haven't had ice cream for so long.
Oh no! Oh my gosh!
I don't know if I've had one this year.
No,
I have. I lied. I had one at Peopleton Dog Show.
Oh my god, that was ages ago. That was in May.
It was?
No, when did I have my last ice cream? Oh, yesterday.
I was going to say, it won't be long ago.
No, yesterday. I met Claire for a dog walk up at the Countryside Centre.
Oh, okay.
Raspberry Ripple.
Oh, that's my favourite.
It was with clotted cream. Absolutely delightful.
Oh, nice.
Really lovely.
Nice.
So, we digress. Oh, excuse me. Back to, we were talking horses.
We were just sat and we were just talking about overall health.
I was going to say dog food for horses, but horse food for horses.
Keeping him healthy and that kind of thing. Interestingly, we're sat in this new location now, and I said to you I was meeting a nutritionist.
Oh yes, how did all that go? Yeah.
Interesting, really, really good. We've now completely changed our feed, so whatever was in the background previously
is no more. Oh, we'll have to go back.
So
and do some more.
Yeah, I'm not going to take the feed out of that because I still think that brand is a really good brand. So I leave it there anyway.
Yep.
However, we're now onto the Simple Systems, which was the other one that I mentioned.
Oh, okay.
And he's basically eating grass, and more grass.
Oh.
So he's on 2 bags of feed. One is called Hay Care and one is called Sanfoin pellets.
Who?
Sanfoin.
What's that?
It's a type of grass.
Oh, is it?
They call it healthy hay.
Oh, okay.
It's a very old-fashioned grass type that apparently farmers don't grow so much anymore.
Oh, okay.
Farmers are obviously paid, aren't they, to grow
certain things, yeah.
so they don't tend to grow it anymore. But it's making a little bit of a comeback.
Okay.
Interestingly, he's much more settled.
Oh, really?
Since he swapped onto it, his behaviours, he was quite jumpy, wasn't he, when you came to see him?
Yeah,
He's much better.
Oh,
Much
really?
better. Yeah, I mean, he's not cured, but it's made a massive difference.
Well, and it's only a relatively, what is it, it's 4 weeks, because Nova's 4 weeks.
Yeah,
so that's only a month on it. And I
Yeah.
know with dogs, we always say you have to give them 3 months for a
Yeah.
change of diet. I'm assuming similar time frame.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose whatever's been in his system that hasn't been agreeing with him needs to make its way out.
Work
so
its
he's
way out,
kind
yeah.
of going on a detox kind of a thing, and we'll see how he goes.
So what's the difference in nutrients then? Is it like, because with dogs, I would look at the protein level.
Yeah.
And taking that down. If a dog was sort of hyperactive, we would want to take the protein level down, so you're not putting so much sort of energy in.
You've got the same kind of things with horses.
Yeah.
You'd also look at the protein level, obviously the energy level.
Yes,
But it can even be, they can be intolerant, same as dogs can be intolerant to certain things. They can be intolerant to certain ingredients. And I've had my suspicions for a little while about linseed.
Oh, okay.
I've already taken him off alpha. I know that triggers him 100%. And suspicions of linseed, and that was in the other feed.
Yeah.
And I wonder whether that's just made a little bit of a difference, taking him off that as well.
Yeah.
And he seems to be much more settled, so
brilliant.
Fingers crossed it's all going right. And he's put weight on and
wow.
muscle.
Really?
In
Gosh,
4
in
weeks.
such a short space of time.
Yeah, I can't believe
so
the
that's
difference.
massive difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what did the nutritionist actually say? Did she look at him, look at the behaviour problems? How did the kind of appointment?
That was basically it. She sort of said, what's he doing? What sort of signs and symptoms have he got?
Yeah.
I'm still working with her at the moment because she thinks that he might have something else going on, which I'm not going to lie, I'm not convinced about the situation.
Right,
so he's had blood tests and whatever just to check insulin levels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Everything's come back as normal so far.
Okay, good.
But it could just be like toxins from stuff.
Yeah.
Or just that it can be like kidneys are overloaded, they're not quite doing what they should be and that kind of thing. But there's nothing to suggest there's a problem with him at this stage. It's just a case of getting everything right, like vitamins and minerals, and just making sure he's got the support he needs with that kind of thing. So.
And then those things where you take them off allergies, it changes over time, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Because you'll get it right today, well, this week, and then his kidneys will change because they're not being so overutilised or whatever the terminology is.
Yeah,
and then that's that progressive thing where you constantly tweak, isn't it?
Yeah.
And eventually get stability.
Yeah, definitely. And I found this interesting company she's introduced me to for supplements, and they do like seasonal supplements.
Oh,
so there'll be like an autumn supplement that supports them, like when they're changing their coat. Obviously, they use a lot of effort with that, and it gives them extra support for things like that.
Oh, fascinating.
So I'll see how we go as we go along, but so far so good.
So good, interesting, brilliant.
Yeah, see how we go.
That's fascinating. So, and have you ridden him? So you've seen a change in his when you're out riding.
It's
you don't put him on the scales, do you, to weigh him?
Well, you can put him on scales.
You've got horse scales.
We haven't got any, but you can get people to come out with a little weighbridge thing.
Oh, okay.
So I do know roughly what he weighs because he was weighed at the vets the other week when he went in.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just keep an eye on the behaviour really. It's funny because sometimes he's all right ridden and daft to handle, and at the moment he's all right to handle, daft ridden.
Oh, really?
But it's autumn and he doesn't like the warm weather, so he's always a bit flat over the summer, and then it changes and goes fresh, and he's like, well, hey, I feel good now because it's a little bit cooler and I'm enjoying life. So he's a little bit lively to ride, but that's fairly normal for like September, October.
So that would be really interesting to look at why he doesn't like the heat. Because I mean, I'm not good in the sun, but then is that exacerbated by what we eat as well? So it's all that sort of stuff, isn't it, that fits together? Yeah,
we'll see.
Interesting. And that's seasonal supplements will be really good for that.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see, because like we were talking about what does he eat, what did he choose to eat, and I said he'll go around and he'll hoover the dandelions. If I take him out in a head collar, he'll take me dandelion to dandelion, picking them all up, which is quite funny.
Yeah, well, and dandelion has natural properties in it for
it's supposed to be
whatever.
really good for them. And he likes cow parsley, and usually he doesn't go for sticky weed, but this year he's wanted sticky weed. So I'm like, why is he seeking that out this year when he's never wanted it before? He normally walks straight past it and doesn't bother.
So some dogs will go pick out the sticky weed stuff and really zoom in on that. Absolutely.
They probably eat it.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah.
Okay.
Chris's, Ella, black dog, she used to eat that in preference. Some dogs will eat grass, but Ella's favourite was always sticky weed.
Oh right, that's interesting.
And this is taking us down the road of talking about Zoo Farm Nicosi, isn't it? On which I always, I am going to Google it. I'm not being rude. I cannot ever pronounce this word. Rachel will spell it correctly in the comments. Zoo Farm Nicosi, or Nicoglensy, looks at animal self-selection. So
okay,
they were
right,
like
okay.
you're saying about him always wanting dandelions. So he knows that there's something in that dandelion that's doing him good,
Yeah,
and the
definitely.
cow parsley.
Yeah.
So it's like when dogs eat grass. People say we shouldn't let them do it, but it's part of their natural cleansing
Yeah, that's
process.
it.
And they won't just eat like normal lawn grass. They like goose grass because it's coarser.
Yeah.
Some dogs will select that, and they'll go along and they'll be sniffing the grass. So
Right,
they're
okay.
smelling the grass, and I think that's partly was a dog there before,
Yeah.
but also the chemicals that are in that grass,
Okay.
and then they're consuming them.
That's
So
interesting.
going back to Zoo Farm Nicosi, which I didn't Google, but we'll put the correct pronunciation and spelling down in the comments in a bit, came out of, I'm pretty sure they were studying somewhere in darkest depths of Africa about, like they were following on the safari, they were following like lions or tigers or elephants, and this one particular animal ate something that was completely unusual for what they normally eat.
Right.
So the scientists were like, why is it eating that plant and not this one? So they analysed what was in the plant, and they shot the animal in the nicest way. They sedated it,
Yeah.
took bloods from it, and it was deficit in what that plant was high in.
How do they know?
Exactly. Well,
I
this
never understand
absolutely fascinates me. Well, it's if you think about dogs that are trained for epilepsy.
Yeah.
So they will tell their owner, they'll tap on them before their owner has a fit.
Yeah.
So how does it know? So is it picking up on the energy, or is it smelling the chemical
There
changes?
must be a chemical change, mustn't there?
Yeah,
Can
so there's
actually
some
physically
sort of
smell.
chemical change going on that dog can smell. So then if the dog knows that it's deficit in this particular vitamin and that plant has more vitamin in it, then it is going to go and eat it. And this is the whole basis of Zoo Farm Nicosi. I'm going to give up. Zoo Farmer something is what I'm going to call it from now on. And there are people trained in that. And if I had enough time and enough lives, I would do that.
Yeah.
So they'll come and they'll put out powders, liquids, all sorts of stuff, these various remedies. And the dogs will walk around smelling, sniffing, consuming whatever it is that they need. And then you see a fundamental change in behaviour.
That's interesting.
So is he self-selecting what is in dandelions,
definitely.
what's in cow parsley,
Yeah.
because he knows he needs
Yeah,
it.
100%.
So that would be,
It
and
must be.
I don't know if there's a Zoo Farmer something for horses.
There must
They
be
do it for
something along
dogs,
the
and
lines.
I think they would do it for people. Then there must be something somewhere,
definitely.
and that would be worth that. It's be interesting. We'll do that as a little thing.
Yeah,
for
we'll
next
look
time.
into that,
We'll
shall
look
we?
into
Yeah, we'll do
that,
some
see
more
what's
research
in,
on it.
because that might fit with the food stuff that he's now on. Is that higher in something that you find in dandelions?
There's something in there. Tannins?
Okay, yeah,
Tannins or something.
tannins.
I don't know what on earth
Make
they're
him a
for,
cup of
but-
tea.
Tea?
Cup of tea's got tannin.
Has it?
Mm.
Okay. I believe you on
Have a
that.
cup of tea. So your
Don't really like
tannins,
tea.
tannins are antibacterial, antiviral, anti-everything.
Okay.
They're really good. We use tea bags when dogs have eye infections.
Oh yeah, we use them for horse eye infections,
Yes.
but I never know why.
Yeah, because it's got tannin in, and
Oh,
the
well, that'll be
tannin
fine
is a natural antibiotic, antiviral.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
There we
it
go
clears up eye infections. Yeah,
then. Well, that's what it's for.
isn't it? Yeah, that's
I've
fascinating.
always,
So
I've always
that's in
known
there.
it since a child, but never knew why we did
No,
it.
no,
Just
yes, the
was
tannin.
told that that's what we did.
Yeah, and tannin is, I think it's to do with the colour tan. It
Oh,
comes
right,
from,
okay,
where they
yeah.
use
Yeah,
things
that would
like
make
yeah.
sense, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can also use it on your legs like they did in the war for
The tea?
tea bags to stain your legs, and then they drew a pencil line down the back, and it looked like stockings. In the rationing times when you didn't have stockings.
Do you remember those times?
No. But this is just tales that pop into my mind. Random
knowledge.
information. It's got nothing to do with dogs and horses.
No, that's fine.
But there we go. So that's fascinating. Oh, I want to go now and find out what why he's having dandelions and cow
That'll be
parsley.
the next job.
Yeah, really interesting. But the whole Zoo Farm Nicosi thing, which I think is how you say it, is fascinating.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about changing legs, we can talk about
So we're
changing
going to
legs.
talk about changing legs. I learnt to ride when I was
God.
very young, and
Because I think I'm going to have to do a demonstration now around this field, aren't
you
I? And you're going to
are.
film me
Yeah,
cantering
yeah,
around
yeah.
the field with no horse.
Excellent, wonderful.
Okay.
And the instructor always used to say, change legs. And I just haven't got a clue. I think the horse knew what to do from her saying that,
Right, okay.
because I didn't. My controls didn't change, and she'd go, "Yes, that's lovely," and I'd be like, "I haven't done anything," or I didn't feel that I'd done anything to
You
be
sure
able
it
to.
wasn't changing diagonal?
Oh, I've got no
She
idea.
might have used changing legs.
Don't know. Changed,
that.
yeah, or is I
So,
don't know. But what does it mean?
Changing diagonal, when you trot, the horse's legs move in diagonal pairs.
Yes, I
So
get
you've got
that.
front
yeah.
left, back right.
Yes.
Back left goes with front right.
So
And
they
when
go
you're
like that,
going round,
yeah.
if you're going round to the left, you should sit when the inside leg is forwards.
Oh,
Just because
really?
it's, yes, there's a diagonal that
Oh.
you should be on. So then when you change rein, so you change onto the right, you obviously still sit with the inside leg forwards, so you have to sit for 2 beats and then carry on.
Wow,
Whereas
never knew that.
changing legs is, you know, when you see the dressage riders doing all
Yes.
fancy things and the horses look like they're skipping,
Yes.
that's changing legs. That's changing your canter lead.
Oh,
So again, they have a leading leg and
yes,
canter.
because they always put that one down
Yes.
first.
And if
yes.
you're going right, they would do the other one.
Oh, and that's so they do that, don't they? And then they go
Yes.
like that. And
That's
then,
it. So that's changing
oh, that's
leg.
oh well, no, we weren't that advanced, so I'd have been changing
It's like,
diagonals.
I wouldn't have
then.
imagined she was getting into
Could you
flying
imagine that?
changes.
No, I'm going to be the
Well, you
next
never know, but-
Olympic dressage person. Okay,
Does that
so
mean I
I
don't-
yeah, no, that absolutely
Does
makes
that mean
sense.
that I don't
then.
need to do a demonstration?
No, because I know you visualise it with the horse. I can see going up that straight, and
Yeah.
they are prancing, aren't
Yes.
they? And they're leading like that.
Yeah. If I can
And
find a
then they go
suitable
like
video,
that.
I'll put an overlay
Yeah,
on
because
it
that would be really
and see
interesting.
if I can get Gilly to do it, I will.
Oh, really? Can it?
It depends. I mean, not usually on cue, but they do happen. Like, I've taught him, obviously, if you're jumping and you're going around the arena in a certain direction, when you land, if he lands on the wrong leg, he now will do a flying change to correct his leg before he gets to a corner.
Really? Oh,
So he knows
okay.
how to do flying changes, but not necessarily as and when I ask him.
So how does he know? Because you're lining him up ready for the next jump.
Yeah, so basically,
Oh, that's
if
clever.
he lands on the wrong leg, he's not so balanced going around the corners.
Yes, because he'd be
So
off.
I've always, the way you do it is basically you bring them back down to trot, change the leg, and then
Yeah.
they carry on. Well, he's obviously realised that I bring him back to trot to change the leg because we're changing direction, so he now knows to just
Change leg.
change leg.
I've just added in this extra little video of Gilly jumping. If we watch his front legs as he lands, his left leg hits the floor first, then the right. That's because I've approached that fence on the right rein, so he's assumed to carry on the right lead. As we get further down the arena, he realises we're actually making a turn to the left. So if we follow on this next stride, this is the last one that he does on the right leg. And then if you watch this next stride, you'll see him swap his front legs, and he'll then go right leg first, followed by the left. That's him changing his lead and setting himself up for the next fence, and then he's ready to carry on around the arena, jump the next fence and carry on round in the same direction.
So why would he land on the wrong leg? Has he taken off on the wrong leg, or is he just angled himself and that one comes? Do they favour a leg?
Sometimes they have a favourite leg they like to land
Are they
on.
left or right legged?
They can be. They are left or
Yeah.
right-handed as a general
Yeah,
rule. Gilly
yeah.
is right-handed. He will
Because
always
he prefers
he
that
will always
side.
prefer the right-hand side. His training track was clockwise.
Oh, okay. Oh gosh,
so it
that's
can just
illegal,
be-
so they
can
wouldn't
just
take him
be-
on the left. Oh
Yeah,
wow, gosh.
can just be that they favour one direction. It could just be that it's not obvious which way they're going as you're coming across. So they might just pick,
Yeah.
oh, I'll go this way. Oh no, you want me to go that way. And they just change.
Yeah.
or
And I
sometimes-
suppose that's the skill of a really good horse then, isn't it, for show
Yes.
jumping, is
Yeah,
that
that's it.
becomes instinctive.
Yeah.
So as it lands and it feels your body or your reins
Yeah.
go that way, it's worked it out for
Yeah.
itself that it needs
That's
to.
it.
And
So
you
the other one's rider error is if you've
Yes.
put your weight the wrong way or something like that,
Yeah.
you've given the horse the wrong instruction effectively.
Yes,
And
yeah.
they pick up on the wrong leg because you've not quite told them the
That's
right
seriously clever, isn't it?
leg. It is. It's very, very
Yeah.
clever.
And that comes from that relationship with you and the horse, doesn't
Yeah,
it? That
does
all
make a
comes back
difference.
to that, because if you've got such
Yeah.
a good bonding,
Yeah,
then
definitely.
he knows that, and to get you out of trouble.
Yeah, he picked me up once.
Did he?
He actually saved my ass.
Oh,
We went
really?
across a school with a jump in the middle, and we were heading straight for the fence. There wasn't an obvious left or right. I landed and wanted to go left. He landed and wanted to go the other way because he went, I don't know which way you want me to go. And the way he did it, I kind of went one way, he went the other, and he like bounced underneath me and picked me back up because I was about to go
really?
out the side door,
wow.
picked me up, changed leg, and carried on the way he was supposed to be going. I was like,
Oh.
thanks, Gil, well done.
Thank you. Oh, bless him, because you'd have
Literally
been
saved
on
me.
the floor.
I'd have been on the floor otherwise if he hadn't picked me
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
So
yeah,
he's very good. He's very talented, which is
yeah,
good.
yeah,
So-
yeah. And do you think that's just him, or would they have done more work? Do they do more work with racehorses when they're younger to prepare them for their future life?
They do a little bit. They didn't do a lot. I know the only thing they'd done with him, which is slightly negative, they'd ridden him in draw reins, but
Which
they bring the head a little bit lower to put them into the more of the frame that you would ride them in as a general
Oh,
horse.
okay,
Because obviously as a
yeah.
racehorse, it's just fast and flat.
Yeah.
So they'd ridden him in draw reins just to put him in a better shape. But they hadn't actually done anything else with him.
No,
They'd put him over
no.
a few fences just to see what he could do. But that was about it.
So he was a jump horse, not a...
Yeah, he was a hurdler, yeah, 3 mile hurdler.
Oh, wow, gosh,
Yeah.
that's a distance, gosh.
Yeah, the first time I canted him round a field, I don't know how many laps I did before I stopped, because he was just like, we got to keep cantering, we got to get... And I was like, I don't want to keep cantering, I don't want to keep cantering. It was a big field.
Really?
And I'm just going, oh my God. Anyway, eventually we stopped. And he was like, oh, I haven't done 3 miles. I was like, I don't need you to do 3 miles. A 20-metre circle is fine, buddy.
Yeah,
So we did a change of direction, went round the other way, and I did like a small circle, very, very under control. I was like, I went, right, I need you to stop. And he was like, oh, I've got this. Again, he never did it again.
Really?
It just, the penny dropped. He went, oh, we don't need to
do 3 miles.
I was like, no, you're done with that, matey. And I was like, flipping heck, slightly scared for one moment.
Yeah. You think you've got to stay up there for 3 miles?
Yeah, I was just like,
that's a
I
good
need to stop
distance,
at
isn't
some
it?
point round
Yeah.
here. But it was okay, and he got to grips with it quite quickly. So
it's interesting,
was all
isn't it?
good.
Yeah. Because I know with the dogs, when we are preparing them for showing, they're best when they start younger. So we'll start doing like show stands from sort of 8 weeks and that sort of stuff, because then they grow up and we crate train and all those kind of things, because that's part of their future life. So it teaches them manners as well, and self-control, but it's also, it's not a shock then when they're older. And I'm guessing with the racehorses, they need to learn a certain amount when they're young. And
it just depends on how they're taught and what they're taught to do. Like, because Gilly's a long distance horse, he's taught very differently to a sprint horse.
Yes.
So he's never been in start boxes. He
he
never have
wouldn't.
been in
So
those, because
he would have gone up to where they raise the line.
yes,
So
he'd have done one of those.
Yeah.
And similarly, he's never been taught to hit grass and take off. Because he's long distance, he's not taught to just go flat out gallop from nothing.
No.
So I can go to an open field and I can hack him across an open field on a buckle, and he's no issue at all. Whereas you take a sprint horse, they might automatically go, we got to go and take off 100 miles an hour. But he doesn't do that. So
you said there a minute ago you could take him onto open grass on a buckle.
Oh, sorry, loose rein.
Oh, okay.
So I don't have to hold on to him. I can just hold buckle end the reins, nice and loose.
Oh,
and
okay. The buckle, where the
Yeah,
buckle and actually the run ranger
Yeah,
into the.
that's
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
so
nice.
He'll toddle along.
Yeah,
and
lovely.
He's no problem.
Yeah, because he's
nice.
just used to. That's really interesting, isn't it? How that works like that.
It does make a difference to them, definitely. Is that recording? Yeah, that's recording.
I go more like
Yeah,
that.
that's it. That'll be
all right, won't it?
Yeah,
Do we need to tweak it or not?
No, I don't
If you
think
see
so.
my ear,
I
feel
feel
like
that
I
should
should
be
look at
alright.
the camera all the time. Be like this now.
So the thing is, it's like, where do you look?
We look at the pumpkins.
Yeah, we'll just
pumpkins are
admire the
beautiful.
view.
We'll look that way at the pumpkins. Look, that's our view. Isn't that beautiful?
Very nice.
Pumpkins
Do you
in
know,
the
as
Worcestershire countryside.
As I drove through, I do like the houses just out there.
Yes, that's
It's really nice.
That's the back of the. Oh no, we've spun. Sorry, we went upside down a bit there. Rachel
Yeah,
might have to
we're on
cut
a
that
selfie
bit.
stick today.
We're on a selfie
because
stick.
we didn't really want to bring the
And
tripod.
Rachel's
to
giving
be
it to the amateur now, so it's going to waddle around a bit. So I do
I'm
apologise.
hands free.
Her arm was aching from holding it, so I did what any good friend would do and hold the stick.
Yeah, hopefully you can still see us. We don't really know, but this might be a little bit interesting.
This
so
might be,
fun.
because I forget myself and then you'll drop stuff.
We'll be looking at the sky before we know it.
And all the weeds, because I'll have dropped it.
Yeah, and the phone's going to like flop
Flip
off the stick as
over,
well.
yeah, I'm sorry, yeah.
That'll be
I was
fine.
fascinated by the pumpkins. Come and pick. They just carve them, don't they? Of course. I'm being silly.
I
Of
mean,
course they
surely
just
people
carve them.
make something with the insides, don't they?
I don't know. I see lots of recipes online. Alicia at work was talking about doing carving pumpkin and then but actually eating it this year.
Yeah.
We did.
It's like you carved pumpkins last year, didn't you? It was last year.
Was it last year?
I think it was last year.
Was it? Yeah.
I think
that
so.
was fun, wasn't it? I liked that. And then we put the puppies in the pumpkins.
Yes, you did.
Oh, that was fun. Can you put those on the back of this? Can we dig them out?
Yeah, if we can find the photos, yeah, we'll stick some photos.
They
over.
were really cute little puppies in the pumpkins.
They were quite cute.
I don't know if that was last year or the year before.
I can't remember. Time goes so fast, you know. I can't remember.
Place in time, it's mad.
I don't even know if I like pumpkins. I don't think I've ever eaten pumpkin.
Pumpkin pie. No, it's a great thing in America, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, to be fair, I think Halloween is more of an American thing than English.
So. It's
isn't it?
coming over.
It's getting here, isn't it? But
it's much more popular now than ever it was.
I'd love to take an estimate of how many there are on this field.
Oh, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 to that clump there. Look.
Yeah.
So that's going to be another. There's got to be over 100 in. Well,
there's well over 100.
Yeah.
Way more than that. I reckon.
A couple of hundred in each row.
Yeah.
So
probably.
maybe 5,000.
I don't know. I'm not.
We could play a game, couldn't we? Guess the number of pumpkins.
Yeah, but who's going to count them?
No.
Because I'm not. Because I would not be able to count that many.
No,
I'd
I'd get to
definitely
10 and.
I'd get distracted.
Yeah, and me. I'd be like, oh, look, there's a bird. What did I get?
Well, there's the pumpkin.
There's a white
Oh,
one.
yes, what?
There's white pumpkins over there.
There are.
Right, what's our next subject?
I don't know.
Gilly. So what are we talking about? Feet.
Oh God,
I've
feet.
got a friend
Oh,
in
God.
Scotland that doesn't shoe her horses.
Okay.
Because she said they then use the frog more.
Yes.
And we need to know what the frog is. And apparently now there's a show jumping team. Was it? Don't know. Can't remember which one it is. And they don't shoe their horses.
It's
So I don't
becoming
know.
more popular. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So because she's got a couple of she's got a palomino, which a palomino something or other. I don't know what it is, but it's very lightweight and very
Right, okay.
might be an Arab.
Yes.
And that slipped, gouged a chunk out of its leg,
Right.
and ended up as you meander around with various, I was going to say doctors, vets and stuff, but then was advised through the healing process to not have a shod.
Right, okay.
And she's convinced it helped with the healing.
Interesting.
So so she now doesn't shoe.
Okay.
And we had quite a conversation a few
Yeah.
years back about it.
Yeah.
So I just wondered what.
Well, interestingly,
modern,
I
yeah.
listened to a podcast last night
All right.
from Miri Hackett. Let's give her a little mention.
Yeah.
It was all about barefoot horses and the benefits of going
okay.
barefoot and that kind of thing. So
Yeah,
it's something I'm
interested,
interested.
yeah.
I would love Gilly to be barefoot. However,
butt.
being thoroughbred, I don't know if he'd manage it. He's got funny feet anyway, so he's got one foot that's really flat and one
Yeah.
foot that's quite upright. So
Okay.
we have the shoes to try and
Okay.
balance that out.
Is that a pastern thing, or is that just?
Well, we'll know more next week because he's having X-rays on his feet.
Oh, okay.
It's a whole other subject.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've got my
That's-
vet and my farrier coming out next week. They're going to work together.
They
to,
do. How do you X-ray horses' feet? Will he just stand there?
Well, they'll sedate him.
Oh,
And
okay.
then it's just like, I'm going to say it's almost like a gun, kind of it's a mobile unit. So they'll bring it to me. I don't have to
okay.
take him.
Oh,
to
that's
them. They'll bring
that's
it
it.
out.
Okay, yeah, of course.
So they're going to X-ray his feet, see what's going on the inside, and just see how they can best support him because he's just slightly different on the conformation on the two
Yes.
front legs.
Oh, okay.
Although he's much better than he used to be,
Yeah.
they're going to just
yeah.
see if they can do the best for him.
Yeah.
So barefoot, I would love to, but I don't think it's an option for
Whether
him because
that's
like, if
it.
he comes in with a shoe, he's like, "Mummy, my foot,"
Oh, really?
and I don't think he'd cope with barefoot as much as I would love to.
Yes. yeah.
But yeah, the frog is the triangular bit.
Yes.
I will try and find an image of a hoof to put
Yes.
in here. So
Yeah, that'd be
the
grand.
triangular bit, basically, it pumps blood back up the leg. So
Oh, is that what it does?
it does actually have a function.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it does do something. So like
It's
so
like
many of
a-
them you see, they're too small, and then when they've got shoes on, they're not in contact.
Yes.
So again, my farrier is working to try and get his frogs a bit bigger, to get them to do a bit more than what they're doing now.
Well, because if it's not touching that rings bells with what Mary was saying about if it's not big enough, then it's not doing its job properly.
that's it,
So
exactly.
then if the blood isn't being pushed back up the leg, then you end up with circulation problems and then hoof more
Fat
problems.
legs and
Yeah,
that
well,
kind of
and
thing.
then not the nutrients aren't flowing around properly, are they?
Yeah.
And to make the hoof
Yeah.
strong. And
it's that whole thing of the whole horse. You need to look at the whole horse when you look at things. But there's a saying of no hoof, no horse, and it's so true. If they've got
Yes,
rubbish feet,
yeah,
the
yeah.
chances are everything else is not going to be functioning
Wow,
quite as it
yeah.
should be.
So then if the hoof, so in normal shoeing, is traditionally, is the frog touching the floor or not?
I
On
don't
the
know that
majority.
information. I would say
No.
as a general rule, I don't think it does.
No. I was just thinking back to when I had a bit to do with horses, like in my late teens, and ours were just kept in fields and we rode in fields, so they were never shod. But the farrier would come out and
Yeah.
trim their feet,
Yeah.
and then the dogs would eat the hooves disgustingly.
Oh God, they still do that. They
Oh.
do that at the yard.
And
It
then
drives
they
us mad.
and then they burn them as well, and that kind of, the burny smell when
yeah.
they're putting shoes on.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll have to
because-
have a good look. And maybe I'll ask
Yeah,
my
that's
farrier that
really
question.
fascinating, because if the frog can't pump back up, what it is the long-term effect of that? You wonder if
Yeah.
there's any studies out there or anything to look at
There's-
that.
I'm sure there is. There must be
Mm,
somewhere. I mean, someone with better foot knowledge,
Footies,
foot
footy
knowledge
foots.
than I've got will probably know the answer to that question.
Interesting.
But I'm
Yeah,
not 100%
interesting.
sure on that.
No, and I just think about how important the pastern is with dogs
Yeah.
as well, because you come out that knee joint,
Yeah.
and a dog that is weak in pasterns
Yeah.
won't have a stronger foot. And then if we're talking about working terriers, I know my guys don't work, but we want a pastern that's relatively straight
Yeah.
to the floor on a nice deep cat foot, because that's the suspension
Yeah.
of the dog, when it jumps
Yeah.
around, and cairns were bred to be running around rocky outcrops,
Yeah.
so, and jumping around, so the foot and the pastern then absorb that.
Yeah, so you've got the same
And
thing
if
you're
you've got
jumping or whatever.
yes, yeah, and if you've
Um,
got a weak pastern, then it's just the whole animal isn't
Yes.
as effective,
Yeah,
is
so
it?
you've got the whole angle of like your cannon bones obviously should come straight down, and then you've got your fetlock joint, and I think it should be 45 degrees down through the pastern
Okay,
and
yeah,
through.
yeah. So you want to.
I don't think it's to
more
the
angled.
toe, but
Yeah.
again, I will try and find another photo that goes with that. Yes, I think it's 45 degrees.
So then, so you can correct, or again, if
Yeah.
the horses are just shod with shoes that are regular and not suited to them, you can actually then upset the whole balance of the animal, can't you?
Completely.
It's like us. I've got a slightly flat foot, and if I don't wear supportive inserts, then that really upsets my posture, and before long my neck's killing me.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's just from my foot, and that then is the horsey thing as well.
Exactly
Plus
the same
a
thing,
human riding them, then
that's it.
and then we then connect that to he's being naughty or he's playing up, but actually it could just be because his frog's not working properly.
It could be something as simple as that. But it's like I've had a new farrier because my old farrier retired and moved abroad.
Very daring.
I know, shocking.
Yes.
However, the new farrier is doing a great job so far.
Good.
But he's come along and I've said to him, do what you want to do. Like this is what my previous farrier has done, but I'm happy for you to shoe him as you see. So I think so. He's said, yes, let's X-ray his front feet. Let's have a look and just see what's going on. And he's trying to do the best for him, so that's going to be great. But it's interesting, even he's now done 2 sets of shoes for him. But so the first set, I was like, oh God, he went a little bit lame, but he pulled 3 shoes off. So I was like, yeah, we'll go with that. I'd seen the vet in the meantime and whatever. And I said, I can't believe the difference in his shape and how much like his bum muscles have built up and his shoulders have evened up. And I said to Ali, my vet, I was like, I can't believe the difference in him just from toe machine. He's like, he looks so much better. His conditions just improved. And I thought that was 1 set of shoes.
Never.
And I was like, that's insane. Like just from doing the slightest little tweak, whatever on earth, I don't know what he did to him. They look the same as before, to be honest. I don't know what he's done, but I was like, well, I can't believe that. And he's put on so much condition.
So then his shoes are specifically made to suit him.
Yeah.
And then that has had such a major impact on the rest of his physical structure.
Yeah, that's it. I
That's
couldn't
just
believe
phenomenal,
the difference. I'm
isn't
like,
it?
I can't wait to see what happens once these front shoes are done. I mean, I'll try and find pictures. I've got pictures of his shoulders from behind where he's got one shoulder that's like massively out, which is obviously from those uneven front feet.
Yeah.
And we'll see how they go and see what the progress is on that. But I tacked him up the other day. I was peering over his bum because he's obviously quite tall, isn't he? Stood on my tiptoes looking over the top of him. I'm like, I think his shoulders have evened back up a little bit, which again then affects my saddle fit. And I'm like, my saddle started sliding backwards, but that's because the shoulders have come up. And I'm like, oh my God.
Does that mean new saddle time?
No, it's adjustable. It's adjustable.
Definitely not.
So
they're not cheap, are they? Gosh,
no. But the front's adjustable on it, and all the inside can have shims in it to.
Shims? What are shims?
Little inserty things. So if he's got like a wonky bit that needs levelling some way, you can just add a little shim in and just level it all up.
Oh, so that's just like a small pad?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
It goes into the saddle directly to make these little tweaks.
Super duper saddle.
Yeah, he's definitely not having another one because he's only just had this one.
Oh, really?
It's not that it doesn't fit, it's just that obviously I've been thoroughbred, he changes shape quite a lot. Some horses stay quite level all year. He's probably a saddle check 3 or 4 times a year because of how much he changes.
And can you do that saddle check?
I will be able to because I'm on a saddle fitting course.
Oh, how exciting!
It's very exciting.
What? Explain, please. What are you learning? Did you?
I did. There was so there's this company I follow on Instagram, and they have this train your eye thing, and basically you comment on it, and whoever puts the most detail and is closest to seeing the saddle fit problems, they win and I won access to the course because my answer was the best, and I was like, yes.
Well done.
So I've got that to get started on, so I will be able to do it.
And that's an actual qualification. That's a proper.
It's not an official qualification,
but
it would be the
gain
starting
that
point towards.
Oh, fabulous!
So, although I can do basic saddle fitting now, I've already done that training. This will be a much more in-depth.
And
course.
can that be a job?
Yeah,
then you then travel around and fit horses, stock dogs.
It could be.
Yeah, wow.
Because I've debated doing it, and then not gonna lie, I looked at the cost.
Yeah, ouch,
and was like,
sure.
oh yeah, that's quite a lot to do. But if I've already done this starting point, I'll see how much knowledge that gives me.
Yeah, well, and you'll know whether you like it and want to take it further, won't you, from the intro stuff?
Yeah.
So
I just thought, even if I can do my own, that's going to save me a fortune. If I've got a four saddle fits a year, I can do it myself.
Quite.
So we'll see how we go and watch this space to see whether I.
Brilliant. That's really interesting.
I'm quite excited about that.
Yeah, excellent. So is that like an online thing? I mean, there's some practical elements to that, isn't there?
I mean, I've got access to horses to go and
you practice and do your case studies.
That kind of thing. So see how we go.
So then you'll be tweaking. And how can you tell if a saddle fits properly? Just in a nutshell, that's probably a massive question.
In a very, very basic way, you'd look at whether it's sitting level. So like you've got the front and the back and the seat. your seat should be flat, so you don't want like the back up or the
Oh,
front up.
okay, yeah, yeah.
That's
yeah.
like the simplest things to look
Yes,
for. You've
yeah.
got to check your shoulder clearance. You've got the length, because they've got the saddle support area, so you
Yes.
can't go beyond
Oh, okay.
the whatever the last rib is, T18 or something like that.
Oh,
So
okay.
you can only
That's
go
where
to
you-
there.
Oh.
Anything beyond that is not safe to be loading weight onto.
So that would equate then. Yeah, you wouldn't want to put that in a dog. The end of the it wobbled then. Sorry.
Oh.
I need this to talk. So the end of the ribs to the pelvis,
Yep.
the loin area.
Yeah, that's it.
So that has to. You can't touch that.
You don't want to be on there.
No,
But similarly,
okay.
it has to fit your rider as well, because
Yes.
obviously you're going to be a different size saddle
Yeah,
to me,
yeah,
and that
yeah.
depends
I'd
on.
want an armchair.
But like the seat size, of course, is different. But
Yes.
you might not necessarily fit a Gilly, because if Gilly can't take a saddle that fits your bottom,
That'd be a huge saddle.
you might not be compatible as a pair, sort of thing. So
Oh my
it
gosh!
has to fit the both of you.
So a lot of people buy horses that aren't compatible to their.
Potentially.
Rear
There are
shape.
ways around it, because you can put bigger seats on smaller panels, but it just brings that question of where's your weight distribution. For me personally, I don't like that, because I think
No.
you're putting the weight at the back of the saddle
Yes,
effectively, and
yeah,
you're
yeah.
concentrating it, whereas if you're in the middle of your saddle, it's
Yeah,
spread
and
all
it's
the way
about
around.
that even spread, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then that's about comfort.
Yeah, that's it.
And if it's just focused in one area, that puts a lot of pressure on that area, and muscle
Yeah.
tension and
Yeah,
everything,
that's
doesn't it?
I have to be conscious of it, because although I'm slim, I'm very long in like my
Yes,
thigh.
yes.
So I have to be careful with what I'm doing. So I have to have a very slightly longer saddle. He would potentially be okay with a 17, but I can't take a 17. I'm a 17 and a half.
Oh, okay.
Just for that extra bit of
Yes.
room, especially because it's jumping saddle.
Yeah.
And my
okay.
legs come quite short.
Yeah.
It's quite a lot to take into account. But yeah,
Yeah, that's massive, isn't it?
yeah. Yeah, and of course there's different shaped saddles as well, so like different tree shapes.
So
don't
it's a
necessarily suit everyone.
massively complicated topic when you.
Yeah.
And the materials as well of the saddles, I suppose,
Yeah.
they're going to do different things. In my day, it was very much you had, is it the pommel at the front?
Yeah.
And then just the seat thing, the
Yeah.
flappy bits that came down the side, and that was it. Oh gosh, sorry. See, I'm off on one
She's
then.
not concentrating.
You probably no, I'm not, because I was visualising the saddle from when I was a child, and you just chucked that on, and it didn't, and that would
Yeah.
go horse to horse. That
Oh,
was
yeah,
never
yeah.
fitted.
Yeah, no.
Oh gosh, now I think back
Yeah, when
and
you think back to it.
yeah,
it's just-
yeah.
I mean, we've never been quite that bad, but I wouldn't say all saddles fit all horses in places
no.
that I've been.
But it was just we didn't know about these things, did we?
Yeah.
I'm
I
going
mean-
back like 45 years.
I mean,
so
people
it's just
still do it. I mean, one place I worked recently, put that saddle on that horse, it fits everybody. Does it? Does it though?
No.
I'm going, okay, if you want me to put that saddle on that horse, I'll put that saddle on that horse. But
Yeah, no, it's not.
No,
yeah,
definitely each
no,
to
it's
their own.
really, yeah.
Yeah.
I understand with bridles because they're very
Yeah.
much sized
Oh
to
yeah,
fit.
and you can obviously move things
Yeah,
around
yeah,
quite easily.
yeah.
But yeah, your
But I'd
saddle
never
is-
thought about that saddle being that complicated.
Yeah.
But it is.
It's a lot. It's a lot to
Yeah,
look at.
yeah. And then what about the bits down the sides where your knees sort of sit and
Yeah.
your upper thigh? Where does that, is that part of the saddle fitting as well? Or is
They
that?
will have different shapes on different styles of saddles,
Yeah.
and it's just what you're comfortable with
Yes.
on that.
okay.
So I'm on a monoflap saddle, so it's only got where you would have had, you'd have had a flap. And
Yeah.
You'd have lifted your flap up to do your girth up.
Yes, yeah.
I don't have that, so I've only got like the underneath flap, and my girth sits down underneath the saddle, so I have to reach down to do my girth like almost underneath them.
Okay, gosh.
So it's a completely new style of saddle to what you would have ridden.
Yeah.
Many,
So
many
the
years ago.
saddle, the side of the saddle, then all the straps must come down a lot lower than in a
They're-
traditional saddle.
So yeah, they're actually attached to the bottom of the saddle on mine.
Oh,
So
okay.
where yours would have come from up the top.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
underneath.
right under where your knee sits.
Yeah,
like,
mine
yeah,
wouldn't. Mine aren't there.
Oh,
Mine.
wow.
I'll put a picture of my saddle on as well. So you can
Yeah,
see that
and
well.
what's the theory behind that? Why is that?
It's just a closer contact. Various reasons for that. Wanting to feel the horse more. A horse like Gilly, it stays put better because there's less material there to be. It just hugs him a little bit more. And
Yeah,
like shapes to him
because
better.
it wasn't connecting to the horse, it was still on the saddle,
Yeah.
and then didn't connect until the bottom of the saddle.
Yeah.
That's then where it, so you had a lot of space
Yeah, I mean,
where it went slip sliding.
those saddles are still perfectly usable and they're absolutely fine.
Yeah.
I actually like them.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they just don't stay put on Gilly. They just,
No,
I
no.
end up sitting on his bottom, and I'm like, this isn't any good
No,
because
no,
his
no,
neck
it's
is
not
long
good.
enough without
Yeah,
it
yeah,
being another 6 inches
away from
in
it,
front
yeah.
of me again. So
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Gosh. So that looks very different then.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so, but I like it. I think it's a really smart looking saddle. It's just got
Yeah.
a nice little knee roll on it because I don't like enormous things because of my hips. Like,
Yeah, no.
I find it really uncomfortable with the big chunky.
Yes. Well, it pushes
saddles.
your knees out even
Yeah.
further, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's it. So it's a really close contact, makes him feel a little bit slimmer for me.
Yeah.
And just makes it a bit more comfortable for me as well. And he likes it. He seems to really like the saddle. He's quite communicative, whether he likes something or not.
How do you? So, if you put a bad fitting saddle on him,
Yeah.
how would you know that he doesn't like it?
When I go to put that saddle on next time, he'll go and hide his head in the corner.
Oh, really?
It's the corner I call the silly corner because he puts his head in the silly corner if he doesn't want something doing, or if he's in a daft mood, if he's a little bit like, I'm not sure today. I'll go in with a saddle. If he walks away from me when I've got the saddle, he doesn't want it on.
Oh, really?
And that's how he'll tell me.
Yeah.
If I ignore him and tack him up anyway, he then won't park at the mountain block.
Oh, really?
So he will eventually park at the mountain block, but he will make it perfectly clear that he doesn't want me to get on board for whatever reason.
So do you know then you're in for a rough ride?
I probably wouldn't even bother, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Now that I know him completely and I know that's a communication, if he puts his head in the corner, I won't even tack him up. I might just put his head collar on and go and do some hand poles or something like that, and I won't even ride him and go, okay, what's he telling me, what's wrong? It's either chiropractor or saddle, but it's usually saddle.
Does he do that now when you put this nice new saddle on him?
Not at all.
Oh, really?
He'll turn around and touch the saddle to say yes.
What, touch it with his nose?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah,
he'll
I'm
turn
okay
around and
with
like
it.
give it a nudge, just go,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine, off you go.
Wow.
He'll just stand and eat his hay net while I tack him up. So.
And
That's
that
all
then is him being compliant. And
Yeah,
that,
he's
which
effectively
then,
giving me consent, really.
Yeah.
So-
Which then is so much more. It's just lovely, isn't it? Then when
Yeah.
they're actually buying into the
Yeah.
process.
I mean, so many people
we're
go,
not
"Oh,
doing-
how does your horse consent? How can you ask whether he gives permission?" I'm like this. Just look at his behaviour and.
But that's you taking time to do that, isn't it?
And that's the difference.
Yeah.
And it's taking the time to brush him before I do anything to make sure I feel him over for any lumps and bumps or anything that's sore or anything. He goes, "Oh, that hurts a bit," which I don't generally get because he's very well maintained with all these people and his team behind him.
Absolutely,
But yeah, he'll tell me if something's out. If he flicks his tail when I touch him, I'm like, "Oh, okay, what's that about?" Because he doesn't do that. He's not. He's a very willing partner, so he'll tell me if something's not right, and if he tells me that, then I've got to listen. It's my job to listen to that.
Yes,
It's his welfare.
and not to very much so. Yeah. And that's a similar thing with dogs, and where we are with the grooming side of it as
absolutely.
well is 30, 40 years ago it was just done. The dog was in there and we just did it. It didn't matter what. But now, we want the dogs to be wagging their tails and happy, and because then that makes us happier. And it's just all about the animal's welfare, isn't it?
And it's especially if it's a change.
Yeah,
if like say you've got a dog that's been coming in for the last 3 years, and you know this is normally a happy, comfortable dog, and all of a sudden it's going, "Oh, get off me!" You go, "Oh, well, that's not usual for them."
Yeah, absolutely. And if they pull their foot away when we're trying to do nails, or no, not nails, that's a bad example. Not many dogs like their nails being cut. But if they're usually okay with having their paw pads trimmed out, and they're not, then invariably it's an ingrowing nail or a bit of arthritis on the other side, or a grass seed, or so it's just
not necessarily something you can find, is it? Something it might be internally, like say arthritis or something. It might just be some soreness somewhere.
Or the bad stomach because of diet, or whatever.
Yeah,
an indicator of that. Yeah.
It's amazing the way these things can affect them, but it frustrates me when I see these signs being ignored in dogs and in horses.
Yes,
it
very
really
much
bothers
so.
me. I'm just like,
I
listen to your animals, please.
Yes, very much so. But a lot of people don't have maybe the knowledge or the wherewithal
maybe it's
to
lack
be
of
able
education
to.
sometimes.
Yeah. And I think if we can educate people, then
and certainly old-fashioned.
Yes.
When we say old-fashioned people, like I was out a while ago with an instructor. And the teaching method was just a little bit too old school for me. I was a bit like, not sure. As it happened, this lady went away and thought about what the horse had been doing and was like, actually, I'm not sure that that's the reason for my horse doing this behaviour. She investigated, and he'd got the same condition as Gilly's got now.
Oh, really?
He needs hocks, just medicated to make him a bit more comfortable. And I was like, well done. Well done for listening to your horse and actually going against that person.
Yes.
And saying, I know my horse best, actually, and I'm going to do what's right.
Yeah, so we have that in dogs. I get really infuriated at the shows where people will be stood chatting. There was a show recently and an older lady was stood chatting, and her dog on the floor was going to pieces.
Yeah.
Because there was a metal grid, in some of the exhibition centres where they put the cables and they have the metal grids over the top next to this dog. And every time somebody walked past or a trolley went over, it terrified the dog.
Yeah.
And the dog is absolutely terrified on the floor. And I couldn't bear to watch it anymore, so I went over to the said lady and said, look, your dog's really terrified.
Yeah.
And I picked it up and put her in her arms. And she was fine. No, she wasn't.
No, she really wasn't. You
Please
weren't
pay
paying
attention. Yeah, but you weren't
yeah.
paying attention to her, terrified on the floor, and you feel
Yes.
sorry for it. It's just awful, isn't it?
It's
you know?
really difficult. It's
We're
really
there.
difficult.
We can only do our chosen hobby because of that, because we have this animal,
Yeah, that's
and
it.
we have to look after their welfare to the utmost degree, don't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's got to be the top priority in everything that you do.
We can't enjoy it as much if they're lame or
No.
not enjoying having the saddle put on.
No.
Because I'm sure if you put the saddle on him and he wasn't consenting to it and you took him out for a ride, he'd be a pain, wouldn't he? And then it's, you know, you just don't know what's going to happen.
It upsets your bond as well, because he's going,
very
you're
much so.
not listening.
You don't
to
trust
me.
him. He doesn't trust you.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's it.
Yeah.
And
You
I
breach
think
that.
that's the one thing that me and Gilly have definitely got is
Yeah.
that communication
Nice
line that goes both
relationship.
ways.
Yeah.
And he knows that he can tell me these things.
Yeah, and I love working with dogs when you have that as well. When
Yeah.
they come and they just nuzzle, and they're almost
Yeah,
like you know, when they're on the grooming table and they just look at you.
Yeah,
it's
they
just
seem to
lovely,
know
isn't
the
it?
people they can talk to.
Yeah,
don't they?
yeah, very much
It's
so.
like
Yeah.
I quite often, because I have problems with people's horses, not problems, but just they'll give me signs, and I'm
Yes.
just like, I think they do it to me because they know that I take note of what
Yes.
they're doing.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it's
You're
trying to
more
relay that
receptive.
to the
Yeah.
owners, because they don't necessarily notice
No,
it. Like,
no,
it points me
quite.
out and they go, well, why are they doing that? And I'm like, well, that's a symptom of
Yes.
something else. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, do I need to get that investigated? Well, yes.
Yeah,
I would
you do
suggest that you
actually.
do.
Yeah, because it's X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
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 Infinitely fascinating,
Yes,
Rachel.
it is.
My arm's aching now.
Okay, we'll do a
my
swap again.
fingers. Yeah, and I don't think I'm as steady as you. So we'll probably
We'll see what this
if you're
is like.
watching this, you might end up
So
seasick.
I don't know if I'm actually in here. We might just got the edge of me. I don't know. It's fine.
Oh, span round again.